Hey guys, this is Amanda from One4All Creations. I just wanted to talk with you guys today and show you how to do something that I think is really important, and that's going to be to refill our Molotow One4All paint markers. I use these pretty frequently. They're a little bit more on the more expensive end of acrylic paint markers, but I do find that they are worth it. The paint flow is really good, no nasty blotching of paint that comes out and splatters on the canvas, particularly if you're doing something that's black and white. I'm also going to do another video to show you why I think that the Molotow is the premium choice for doing white on a dark surface. But the cool thing about these Molotow One4All markers is that they are refillable, which does make them a little bit more cost effective. That you can refill them with paint, and then you can also we can also replace the nib as well. I've already replaced the nib on this one here, but I just wanted to kind of show you, this is the old nib. As you can see, let me put my hand here. It was pretty frayed out. You know, I do a lot on canvas and different wood as well, and that takes a toll on these markers, let's just be honest. And so you got to buy replacement nibs, which you can get at Amazon. Pretty awesome, huh? And they generally come in a set of 2 or 3 or something like that, and the nibs are pretty cheap. If you're wanting to extend the life of your nib, you can always flip them over. They're the same on either end when you get them. Of course not this one, because this one's the bad one, but you can flip them over and use both ends of them to extend the life of your marker just a little bit. Some people frown upon that, but I say, hey, you got to do what you got to do, particularly when you're looking at a more expensive marker. But anyway, today I'm going to show you one of the really cool things about these Molotow markers, and that's the replacement of the ink, the paint. So basically, you know, normal function of this is that you would pull the cap off and you would write. Okay, so let's say that you now find that it is time for you to replace the paint. Cool thing about these markers as well is that there is kind of a spot here where you can see where you sit. I find it a little bit more difficult to see in the white marker, but some of the darker markers, let's see if I have one over here, yes, you can sometimes see the paint line as well, and so you know kind of where you stand with that. So basically what you're going to do is, here's the cap, and then below it you're going to have that collar. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're just going to unscrew that collar. Now I've kind of worked on this one a little bit, so it opens up a lot easier than the general one, I will tell you, because there's a lot of times where there, you know, because of paint, we are dealing with paint, it gets kind of gunked up. So you're going to take that off, and it's going to look like this. Okay, so you have your nib sticking out, and your nib is connected to the pump, which is where the paint comes down out of the paint tube here. So you're going to just take your nib out and place it someplace where it's not going to make a big mess. Of course, there is going to be a little bit of mess here. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take your handy dandy X-Acto knife, and see, it may be difficult to see, but there's the top of the pump, and then there is the tiniest little level of plastic in the middle. And so if you were to disconnect this part from the pump, your pump pieces would fly everywhere. Believe me, it happened to me earlier. A spring fell out, had to reconnect the whole thing. So you definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so I don't know if I can get it to focus in on this very well, but you're going to have the top, then there's going to be a tiny middle piece, and then there's going to be the second piece. And at that second piece, you're just going to take the tip of your X-Acto knife and get on in there and kind of wedge it up. You can wedge it up all the way around if you want. Like I said, if you pull off just the top of this piece right here, you should start to see a spring and things like that, and be careful for shooting parts. You don't want that. Alright, so you're just going to pull this out here. So this is your whole pump mechanism. Again, this is going to have paint on it, so please, please, please be careful. Make sure that you have something to set it on, or if you don't care about your desk, I don't care about my desk. But if you were to care about your desk, as some people occasionally do, then you would do that. So as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see real well, but we need some paint up in there. And there is a little shaker ball in there that you would be that you use to help keep the paint from clotting up in there. So basically I'm taking my refill ink here and just uncapping it, and this is the smaller bottle of it. This is the 30 milliliter. In some ways you can find there's bigger bottles that you can buy of it. I will tell you that this 30 milliliter will fill up a couple of times at least, if not more. So I find that it's just as well for me to do this. And I will tell you that my white marker is the one that I use the most, so I wouldn't fear buying the smaller one. This is just me being honest with you. Now maybe I'm not the nicest person on the art supply industry, but hey, I'm here for the people. Okay, so I'm just refilling this with ink. I'm kind of tapping down and looking in there to see kind of where we sit on our level. The ink is going to come out pretty easily. And see, really quickly, I've already kind of gotten up to the top. So I'm going to recap my ink and screw that back down. Again, this is it'll say Molotow Refill on it. 1-for-all, high solid premium paint, multicolor range. And this isn't just something that they have for the white markers. They have this for the other colors as well. White's just what I needed to replace today. So you're going to pick your pump back up, and you're just going to simply stick that back down in there and seat it really tightly. Remember how we had to use the X-Acto knife to kind of push up on that. I guess I should say that this isn't an X-Acto knife. This is a Fiskars. Thank you, Fiskars. Okay, so then we're going to replace our nib. Again, it really doesn't matter which end goes into the pump, as they are the same. As you can see, I just shot some paint out on myself because that pump is highly effective. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to replace, I like to keep the cap and the collar all together, but some people prefer to remove the cap and just you work with the collar when they're doing this. But you're just going to screw this all back together. If you want to, just to make things easier for you for next time, you absolutely could clean that collar off. You just want to make sure that you're careful when cleaning that collar off, because you don't want anything else, any other foreign fluid or anything to get into your paint, because that's going to obviously affect the performance of the paint, and that would stink. Nobody wants that. So, but I have found that baby wipes wipe this stuff up off of the outside of the marker pretty well, even your hands. It all washes off pretty well if you don't let it sit for very long. So then basically we have our marker that's refilled. We're going to shake that puppy up. Okay. We have a pretty full marker. Sometimes you need to prime it a little bit, get it going here. But as you can see, we are raring to go. Absolutely. We're rocking and rolling with that marker. And basically, folks, that is all you got to do to refill your Molotow 1-for-all acrylic premium paint marker. This is the 127.5S. This is Signal White. Like I said, my favorite. And I'm going to show you guys in a video coming up soon about why I think this is the all-time favorite of paint markers for me when you look at the ones that are out there on the market. So, guys, let me know what you think. Look for other videos. Thanks so much. Bye.